Well, that's like in those PCP University lectures, like the Anamorphs one, Kingdom Hearts one, like all of those. Procrastinators podcast. Yeah.
Not what I think of when I hear the word PCP.
No. But the fucking Anamorphs video I talk about all the time. Like one of the guy who like is doing that one is Tommy Oliver, but best guy ever. Who his channel's good. I recommend it. For like long arbitrary shit, just going out. Yeah. But like whenever like his videos always do better because like he's naturally just like louder, fuller, like a full voice, even though it's not deep, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like he projects really well without like trying, so that like it's clear. Because then they have someone else who's like, I watched his little video on like fucking what's the one with the trolls? Grayscale. It's not ink place. It's
fuck. Homestuck.
Homestuck. Yeah. There it is. He did like a Homestuck one on like Furska Surskit, whoever that is. She's someone, I guess, in it. But like he's got a very like weak voice.
Okay.
Like I mean, he's also just like he's small, skinny, frail guy, but like he doesn't have. You could tell he doesn't have like a confidence like boosting out his voice a bit. And like it's interesting that like you could hear a difference.
Well, that's kind of like on Polygon, like oh my god, now I'm forgetting his name. The one who made
Edward Nigma.
Huh? No.
The brothers, the McElroys. No. Brian David Gilbert.
Not him, but the fuck. What is his? How am I forgetting?
Is he name? He was the guy who was the keyboardist? He was
like the taller one who like
he has longer hair.
Yeah,
or at least he did.
Did a podcast with Brian David Gilbert for a brief period. What is his name? I don't know. I can't think of it.
I'll consult the purity of the logic block.
He's like also very funny and he makes like good stuff. And like I always really liked him in all of the Overboard videos that they would do when they were like, playing board games and stuff. And so like now that Brian David Gilbert has left, some of those like other people are kind of like filling in the gap and like making similar videos, not unraveled exactly, but like similar things. And so like he made one and it was good.
I can't find
like the video itself was really good. Not Gil, fuck, whatever.
It's gonna bother you.
And he, like he's Patrick Gill. That's what.
Oh yeah.
And so like he makes funny stuff, but like he doesn't really have that same like charisma that Brian David Gilbert has. So like I imagine the views suffer as a result.
Which is unfortunate because they're both just as good.
Yeah, he's also very funny and like did like deep divey stuff.
Who's good. What's her name? There's the one woman on Polygon. Like she does like the same videos because they always put out like they have like a couple of their like correspondents. I don't know how else you'd word it. Like a few of the people that are in the videos, especially since Brian left.
Yeah.
Where like it's the girl one. I feel bad saying that. I don't remember her name. But hers are really good.
I've never really watched. I only ever watched like Overboard and Unraveled. So like I know all of them, but I don't know any of the stuff they do outside of Overboard and Unraveled.
So that doesn't help you saying the girl one.
I think I know which one you're talking about, and I can't remember. I literally like I watch those videos like all the time, and I cannot remember any of their names.
It's like when you see the credits, and it's like I'm only here for the post-credit scene. And it's like it doesn't. You imagine working so hard to get onto a set. It's finally your big break in terms of like even if you're just like one of the crew and you finally get your name in the thing, but you're like one of the last names. You're one of the last names, which is great, but because there's no end credit scene, people just leave.
Yeah.
And no one sees your name on it.
But even if they looked at your name, they wouldn't like that wouldn't mean anything to them. It's more for you, It is for you. It's for people you know. Yeah.
I was credited in it. Like but I think that's also like tracked and whatnot too.
Yeah.
Like
well that's like
for your own credibility.
Yeah.
Credit.
Yeah, but like
ability,
but like your credit to a movie or a video game is kind of like separate from appearing in the credits. Because a lot of people were mad when Master Chief Collection came out because they got rid of the credits. So like at the end of each game.
Oh, so that way you could just go straight into the next one, like.
And so people were like mad because they're like, well, now you're like you're discrediting the people who like worked on it, and I get that, like that's fucked. But I'm also like, no one ever watched them anyway. and there was still like a way to see them.
If there's still a way to see them, then in my opinion, like that's fine.
Yeah, like to my knowledge, I might be speaking on my ass on that one.
The whole point
like,
of the collection was that like you could just without stopping going to the next one, you wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
Like,
so like I get it, but I'm also like, no one watches the credits. So it's like you're still credited in the sense of like, you know, for like business purposes.
There's got to be people who watch credits.
But what's there to watch?
I mean, I zone out when it's like the Patreon names.
Yeah.
But I also know that like, I guess, but people are paying to be in that position.
Well, that's why. Yeah, I mean, like, that's why with, like, mine, like, I also just to not, like, artificially extend the length of the video, like, I have that happen, like, within the span of the video itself, just because I'm like, well, most people aren't
like your update video, right?
Yeah, I'm like, most people aren't going to sit around and, like, watch this anyway, so, like, why would I tack an extra, like, 3 minutes onto the end of an audio? Because, like, that would feel disingenuous to me. I'd be upset.
You like keeping your audios pure.
Well, yeah, and also just like if I was to, you know, be viewing a video and I was like, oh, it's like 20 minutes, that's awesome, and I click it and then it's actually like 16 minutes and then the last 4 minutes is just like dead
or
air.
Like an ad.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't want that.
But I don't like that. No, I mean, like with the credits though, the only thing that I could think of where I've ever given a shit about the credits was spoilers alert for Nier Automata, one of the endings, or maybe it's the main ending. I don't remember. There's like 26 endings or something to that game. There's I think there's 13, but there's an obscene number of them.
Yeah.
It was the robot one. It's the sexy robot one.
Yeah.
Where you get down and I accidentally hit a button because it goes like, you know, I had just disconnected from the internet.
Okay.
And I could have like paused and like made sure to reconnect because of the like whatever, but I'm like, whatever. Like, what's it going to affect? No, if I would have been connected to the internet, I wouldn't have had this issue. The credits start, and then like one of the like the little things are talking to you, and it basically says like, you know, do you want to do you think you can do this alone? And like I just hit like, yeah, like why not? Yeah. And like the whole thing is that like you then have to start like destroying the credits.
Okay.
Of the game, kind of like in Super Smash Bros, which those were cool credits.
Yeah.
But I still didn't read them. I just blasted
I know,
them.
you're just shooting them.
But like you have to do all that shit. But like it gets hard, and like I died in the credits to not beat the game like 20 times because if you are connected to the internet, other players that either have already completed it or are doing it can show up to help like all the souls of everybody to like make you more powerful, like shoot more bullets and stuff into the hell. And I'm just like, I gotta go to alone. So I loaded a save that was 4 hours early and made sure I was connected to the fucking internet this time.
But it was just like for the sake of it, like it doesn't like get you a different ending or something. You just wanted to like beat the credits.
I'm sure there's like it's like a swag strat or something. Okay, maybe I have no idea, but
like is it an achievement?
No. Oh. Well, some of the endings are achievements.
Yeah,
I'm sure. I don't remember. Dude, this was like
it just seems like a lot of work.
This was beginning of lockdown.
Oh,
no, it was. We were still in the office. It was like wintertime. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello,
McClone. To this
Atlas's timestamp.
Yes,
which I love, by the way. Welcome to the Hewll podcast. Maybe. If you got a warrant.
I hope you got a warrant.
I've been thinking about that video all fucking day.
I can't stop thinking about that video.
I wake up in the middle of the night and I just go. Actually, a lot of times at night, I'll wake up because like my saliva's been sitting in my mouth and I feel like I'm about to like choke and drown on it. Oh. And I'll violently shake up. And Zuki will go like, and I go, I'm okay. And then I just like get back in bed. And he just goes back to like licking his asshole or whatever he was doing.
Like he does.
But I'll wake up.
Nighttime is his time.
Correct. I've woken up multiple times in the night and he's been at different places. And I'm like, what's going on? What's making him move from place to place? Vibing. But then he'll be like, he locked himself in the bathroom with his litter box. Overnight.
Good place to be locked.
If I hadn't had a violent waterboarding, I wouldn't have woken up at 4.
Yes.
And went to go pee, but I didn't want to deal with opening that door and my master bathroom, because Zuki will play. He likes to play behind the doors because the doors move. And he's locked himself in my bathroom before, which I don't want to do that because then he poops in there. Or, you know, it's going to be scary. Right. I can't stop him from apparently locking himself in the room with the litter box, but at least
it's got the litter box.
It's got the litter box. Yeah. You know, I don't know what more you want from me, you fucker. And I swear to God, he'll get like fucking it's the Gus Johnson, like every cat at 3 a.m. Vine or and it's just the energy of like, he's like, I gotta go fast.
Hell yeah.
And he like runs his little kitty ass. He'll like sprint and he'll like jump up onto the headboard and like the whole thing. It's like, I remember my buddy gave it to me and left it on the side of the road. The side. Like, it's not the most solid thing in the world, but it's nice.
Does the job.
He jumps up on it, and because we don't have it right on the wall because like it leaves that big black mark like it did in the old apartment. We have it off just a little bit. It like will move, so I hear as it like did it. He's running across. He's then spooked that he's hitting the wall. So he'll panic and jump off, claws ready at my face, and I go, "What the?" And he's like, "Oh God!" and like runs away. And then he'll just do like laps.
Yeah,
with running up and then near my face.
It seems excessive.
You should get a cat.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Yeah, he's very energetic.
He is. Which is funny because like I don't like playing with him.
Yeah, maybe that's why he's energetic.
No. No, him and I play and cuddle all the time. He knows the schedule now, which sucks because he'll all day while I'm working, he's cool just chilling in a sunbeam somewhere.
He's just feeding you lines.
He's just feeding them lines. And I'm over here wanting to go to Mickey D's.
Right.
So it's about 4:30. He also noticed when I went and sat at the other desk because I was like, I'm kind of like, I done off my work meeting and I'm like, I finished up some work for the day and I'm like, I just want to fucking play a game. And I'm like, well, I'll finish this. And I'm like, I want to play League of Legends. Let's do this. And I bop on over and Suki goes, oh, you're in the fun chair.
It's fun time.
And I'm like trying to play and he's like asleep, but he's like, I'm going to roll out and like with his head, like pushing the mouse and like he'll roll over on the keyboard and like, you know, like with his body, just hit escape and like close. Like he's killed the stream twice doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he doesn't care.
No.
And I said,
he's a cat.
I told him I'm going to get the gun.
Yeah.
And he's always like, you haven't brought the gun out in years.
Try it.
Name one fucking time you shot me. I got 9 lives. All right, asshole.
Yeah.
You know, there's poop on my paws most of the time. And you put them
on your face.
And I go, I do love your little paws. And then someone says it and I go, I can't acknowledge that you said that. Otherwise, I have to have a real sad moment.
A reconciliation.
And I'm not here for it. But, yeah, no, he just wants to, like, fuck around and shit all the time. And I'm like, hey, just stop.
Yeah.
Such is the pain. And he'll be like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, you're not hungry. Half your food is outside the bowl.
Yeah, and he wants food inside that bowl, but not the don't put the food from the outside back in the inside.
Oh, my
because he knows that's old food.
Oh, and if you try to sweep it up, I'll attack it.
Well, that's his food.
I have to just
he put it there.
I use him as the sweeper. And it's what he wants.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It do be like that sometimes. You know how you solve this problem? You don't have a pet.
I was going to say, I get another cat.
Well, that
it
can solve the problem, or it could make it worse.
That's a solid 60%. Like,
yeah,
it's 60. You have pretty good chances.
You could just double your problem.
Correct.
Is the problem, or they could, like, you know.
Well, I'd have to get a younger cat, which would mean that I would deal with more upfront shenanigans. But like, Zuki still like gets someone who's fun, because like if I get an older cat who's done, Zuki's just gonna be like, what the fuck is this? That's my lounge spot.
Because the thing is that like you can't know like how the cats will get along until you already have it. Something
just for 9 months, I sit here with my Petco adoption papers going, I know how he's gonna be.
I just know. Sometimes I think
it's my cat gender reveal party.
Burn down half of California. Sometimes I think about the fact where it's like, okay, so
eggs.
I can't stop thinking about them.
Thinking about those beans.
Thinking about those fucking beans.
I'm sorry.
So you go to a Petco, you go to a PetSmart, you know,
the place where you can engrave sweet ass things on your dog tags for
Animalia.
You know, for your puppy.
Yeah.
I meant like an adult puppy.
Well, you could still do that there.
Yeah, but I feel like they judge you. Well, how
Too
would they
bad.
know? I'm
be into
assuming if you're an adult puppy, people can tell you're an adult puppy if you're going to be at a Petco.
Well, when you're on all fours with the mask.
Oh, yeah.
On the leash.
And you're just using your mouth to push the buttons.
Anyway.
We don't kink shame here, but like...
I mean, puppy people can do whatever, but I would not recommend they do it in public.
Yeah, sometimes you need to grow up and be a dog.
Listen.
And it shows.
Sometimes this puppy's got to learn new tricks. So, like, when you're at the Petco or the PetSmart, and, like, let's say you're buying, like, I don't know, what do they sell there?
I don't know why that fucking got me
so
much. This new dog's got to learn some new tricks.
Learn some new tricks. So, like, let's say you buy 2 hamsters, for example, for whatever reason.
Not the same person.
No.
Okay.
Different people. But, like, you go in there and you're like, I would like to buy a hamster. And you know what? I'm going to buy 2 so that way, like, they could, have company.
Don't they... Yeah?
What?
Don't they eat each other?
No, they eat their young.
Oh.
But only if there's, like, too many and they think they can't take care of them. I mean...
I'm not saying that...
Nature takes care of itself.
I'm not saying that hamsters have a just society. But
they
culling the weak...
They operate on a different moral compass, and we have no right to judge them for that. It's a hamster. Anyway.
That's a hamster baby.
That's a hamster baby. So, like, let's say... Well, it was until they ate them.
The hamster in Amsterdam. Where's Amsterdam?
Amsterdam. Like, if you buy, like, 2 random hamsters, and you're like, this way they'll have a friend. They might fucking hate each other. Mm-hmm. And they're now stuck together for literally the rest of their lives.
Like,
they'll never meet another
you
hamster.
ate my young.
Yeah, and they're never going to meet another hamster. That'd be like, imagine you're at work, right?
Why would you say that? Oh my God, I never thought about that.
Imagine you're at work.
They'll never see another one of their kind.
No, except this one. I hope you don't hate him. Let's say you're at work and you end up in an elevator with someone you fucking hate. And somehow aliens appear and go, well, we just need to
This is an Anamorphs.
we're just gonna take a couple humans, and they grab the 2 of you because you're next to each other. And you're like, oh, this one's cute and this one's cute too, and they take you. And now the only human you're ever gonna see again for the rest of your life is this one person that you fucking hate, and that's it.
You gotta learn to love him.
I hope
he didn't mean to fuck your sister and your mom, and
right.
not you specifically.
Well,
but I guess now he'll settle.
I mean,
I'm the only female on Blood Narb.
But that's the thing is, it's like, damn, like, or with fish, I guess that works with fish too, although I don't know that fish like hate. I don't know that fish feel that strongly.
I feel like fish are very tight-lipped, and they're almost like it's the British stereotype of they're in a queue,
right?
And they're gonna clear their throat loudly, but they're not gonna say anything.
No.
Because we're not going to cause a scene.
Too much.
Like, no. We're not an American. We're not going to say noise.
Right.
But we will show disgust with whatever's happening. Mm-hmm. Some weird, like, top of the tank bullshit for these fish.
Yeah. That's like, I think about
too
that
close to the top
sometimes.
and you fall in the filter.
Yeah, like if you buy pets, like,
how often do you think about this?
Whenever I contemplate buying a pet, which is not often because I don't want one.
No.
I got the one.
But what about Mr. Tony Stark?
I almost bought that dog. That dog was so sweet. He was so sweet. His little Mr. Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad I did not buy that dog.
Cry? I'm so sorry.
No, I'm so glad I did not buy that dog. But like, he was very cute, and I thought about it.
I still think I wake up at night. I'm thinking about him.
Thinking about Tony Stark. He was a small Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Which
it was a small Robert Downey Jr.
Yes. Which like I find most Chihuahuas like fairly annoying. But, like, he was very mellow and very relaxed.
He was clearly in the Iron Man 2, even further than that phase of, like, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
He was, like, 6 years old.
Oh, no, he's Endgame.
Very
energy.
Sweet.
Like, he's doing this and he's done.
He's just chill. He was a very chill dog, and he was very sweet. And, like, I don't like Marvel, so I hated that his name was Tony Stark. But, like, he was so cute.
Yeah, but I feel like you'd still... now you would feel differently.
Well...
Because you like Avengers.
I don't.
You like the Thanos snap. You liked when everyone was gone.
No. I never watched any of those.
You like the movie. It's fun. Yeah, you like the time travel part.
I feel like if you go ahead and name your dog a first name and a last name, you have to refer to them by the first and last name at all times.
And you get there's an honorific too.
Well, what?
Mister.
Well, his name wasn't Mr. Tony Stark.
Oh.
His name was just Tony Stark.
Oh.
But
I've had this misconceived notion this whole time.
No, he was just Tony Stark. But if you're
How
gonna give your dog a last name other than your last name, which is already weird, but like if you give them a last name that's not yours, like then you have to call them the full name. Otherwise, why would you give them a last name? He's Tony Stark.
Yeah, like
He's still Tony Stark.
Or like sometimes like Tyler will yell at Daisy, but she'll use like the full name, and it's also clearly like a joke-ish because like no, it's Daisy.
Yes. Small Daisy.
Daisy Doodle.
Daisy Doodle.
Daisy Doodle Bop.
That's when she pisses on my bed.
Yeah, she's Daisy Doodle Bop. That's the sound that you just bop. Oh man.
I mean,
I found something the other day.
yeah.
This has been sitting in my phone.
Okay.
I've been thinking about it.
You've been thinking a lot of things lately.
Not my work. I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
So, I'm driving over. This was... When did I see you recently?
Last time we did the podcast?
No, this was
when
not
I was at your
that,
place?
No, this was not that. This was Lyndon was in town. So I went with Ari to go get dinner in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking, I'm like, why am I turning on to this freeway? I'm like, that's why. So as I'm heading out, there's still sun out, but it's all overcast and whatnot. This is on Sunday.
Yes.
And I pull up, and this is at my house, like about to get on the freeway. So this person very well could live in my area.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you a lot about them without telling you the big thing.
Okay.
What are your thoughts if I were to tell you they have a lacrosse, like a high school lacrosse team sticker?
Okay.
Which, and then like a Predators sports sticker on it.
Okay.
They have those. Any initial thoughts yet?
Not really.
Okay. Now, what if
maybe like a sport mom?
Okay. Now, what if I told you it was an FJ Cruiser?
Okay.
This is where it starts to become a bit more of a step. Any different thoughts?
I don't know.
Okay. Their license plate cover, which their tags expire in March of 23, so they recently bought up on the 2 years. Is their license plate, the frame, and there's a point to all this, says no problem, and then upside down backwards says now we have a problem.
Okay.
What type of person drives this vehicle?
Someone I don't like.
Someone you don't know.
Yeah.
Well, apparently I drive this vehicle.
Okay.
As the license plate is Odie's FJ.
Oh, that's funny.
I might be just like doxing this person's license plate, but
well,
shouldn't have been driving around.
Your license plate's public. It's out there.
Why is your house number on the front of your house like an idiot?
Listen, if you don't want to get found, don't have a house.
This person is Odie's FJ. I'm losing my fucking mind. Like I was like, I'm gonna post this in Discord. I'm like, wait. I'm like, I gotta call Eric and tell him about this. I'm like, wait, this could kill 2 minutes on the podcast. And then I'm like, just start talking about what's in the picture. We can stretch for time. No, but like,
it is uncanny.
The Odie?
The coincidence. Have that FJ?
This little coinky thing. There wasn't an FJ. Well, it was an FJ Cruiser.
FJ Cruiser.
Odie's FJ. Well, /FJ. I don't know what that means.
You know
freaking jerking it.
Sure.
What do you drive? Freaking jerking it. Oh my god. Did you do anything fun?
That's a complicated question.
Continue.
So
Diablo
2 Resurrected came out.
Intrigued?
Stepping it.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So Diablo 2 Resurrected came out. Looks beautiful.
Well, it rose up.
Yeah. Beautiful game. Love
$40.
Yeah. And
I'd pay $60 for Diablo 3, which you could buy all of that for less than $20.
Depends on the system.
Maybe, yeah. The base game,
the Switch still charges you $60 for the whole thing.
And does that include the Necromancer pack?
I think so.
Oh, and then
Still, $60 fucking dollars for a game that old.
I bought mine just before the Necromancer came out, and I bought mine for $20, and that was with the Lord of Destruction DLC or whatever. No, that's the other one. You know what I'm talking about?
Reaper of Souls.
Yeah.
Lord of Destruction's Diablo 2.
Yeah.
So Diablo 2 Resurrected.
I know. I love Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Big stan.
So Diablo 2 Resurrected came out. Beautiful. Love it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's really cool because it's like, you know, the game itself isn't any different. It looks different. It looks very, very nice. But like functionally it's the same, and they didn't add anything to it. But the really cool part about it is that it feels like, you know, back in like the 2000s, because like the servers are completely full. Like everybody's playing. It's like, you know, games actually like get people in them, because like Diablo 2 still had a decent audience. The old one. But there was a lot fewer people online. So
I remember, I think we found one other person, and it was like, it took a while to find somebody.
Yeah, it's harder to find like bail runs and stuff like that, because there's just fewer people. So especially at like the lower end of content, because most people are like higher end.
Anyone that's still playing is not a low level character for more than 10 minutes.
Right. So it's really cool to like have like the audience back, and so like there's a sense of community, and of course there's a lot of complaining, because like how could there not be? But
thinking that they would like put cooler stuff in, like an auction house.
Oh, well, just like, you know, just gamer whining bullshit like always.
There's always something to bitch about.
Yeah.
What about the water physics?
They're good.
Does it feel like I mean, obviously it is Diablo 2.
Yeah.
But like, as someone who like tried to play it, Brandon ruined the experience because he just ran me through and, you know, didn't tell me what was going on.
Right.
I just had to figure it out. You know, like when someone's new, they're like, oh, let me like go into my inventory. You got a minute.
Yeah.
You got a lot of time. They're probably looking at the little menus that pop up because they've never done it yet.
Yeah.
But it seems like a game that is fun, because I really liked Diablo 3. And a lot of it I've noticed for me when it comes to like not liking games, it kind of is like if they're visually aged. So there's a good chance that since I didn't play a lot of games that had like the artistic style of like Diablo 2, like the isometric really fucks with me.
Yeah.
But
well, and it's one of those things where it's like, if you don't have the nostalgia goggles on, like Diablo 2 was not a pretty game. It aged better than a lot of games of the period, only because it was a different art style. Everything was like hand drawn, hand painted kind of thing, and then there was just like, you know, like keyed together and everything. So like, a lot of it like held up better than it could have.
Yeah, it's still good. Yeah,
but it was also built for a much lower resolution. So like, especially on like new monitors and stuff, it looks even worse than it did,
because it's not like, oh, you would think like, if I could put it on this, how would it look? It's like, well, it was
never meant to be that big. Yeah. So like, it held up better than some things, but like it's very much a product of its time. So but like the game itself, I love it. It's great. But as I was playing it, so it's a looter game.
No shooter.
No,
all looter.
No shoot, all loot. Where, you know, the basic, you know, like loop of the game is, you know, you're trying to get to a high enough level to get better gear, to get to a higher level to get better gear, and you just
until you get bored, until you get burnt out and bored.
Yeah, and you just do that ad nauseum. And like, obviously that works well. They did not invent that.
Fun.
It's not the first.
Well, because it feels good. The trick is that's how any game works. The trick is, how do you make it fun for the character, for them to want to just go back into the cycle?
Right. And it has a lot of character classes, and there's a lot of variation in like builds you can do and everything. So like, you know, the game can be like quite broad if you want it to be. But as I'm sitting, so like today, I spent a very large portion of today playing Diablo 2.
Yeah, totally after work and not during business hours.
Yeah. And I had spent most of the weekend playing it, because like I had gotten a lot of my videos and stuff done in preparation, because I knew it was coming out and I wanted to play it.
Yes.
So
I probably will go buy it when I get home. You've already sold me, but
it's good.
We can't let the podcast people know.
So like, I got, you know, like I got all my work done ahead of time, so I could like really like play it a lot, and I did, and it was a lot of fun. But today, after I had spent a very sizable portion of the day playing it, I was just like, I had this moment where I was like, all day long, I have sat here, and like, this won't be much to you specifically, but like, I have done pit runs and countess runs, which, suffice it to say, grinding. As though like I did strikes all day.
Yeah.
Basically, in pursuit of good gear. And I got some good stuff, but the proportion of time
is not
where I felt that tiny brief rush of, oh my God, I got the thing, you know,
which will very soon be outclassed.
Yes. And so
it's already not.
And so quickly in the moment, even it's this instant rush that disappears as quickly as it comes on.
You're like, I need the next one now.
Yeah. I'm like, I got the rune. I'm like, okay, cool. So that means I can make delirium. So now I need to get the helmet. Okay, so now I had to find like a 3-socket helmet. So I gotta like go grinding out for like a 3-socket helmet.
Well, and then it's like you get a good drop, but it's not the one you need. Like, oh, I got these really good thing, and it's like
I got 3 runes. I don't need an rune.
I don't need it.
I need. I'm like, I need a lem rune. Even though that's like a lower level rune, but like I got the higher level ones, but I don't need the higher level ones. And like it just kind of, I had that moment that I have had many times in previous games, like Destiny and stuff, where if someone asked me in that exact moment, do you like this game? I'd go, yeah, of course I love this game. And then they'd go, how much fun have you had today? And I'd go,
no.
I didn't really have fun today. It was like doing work for incredibly little payoff. Because it's like, I did all the grinding and like I made the helmet I wanted to make and I put it on and then I just kept playing and things were a little bit better because I had the helmet.
I feel like you do get a bit more of like because I'm thinking about like when I first played Diablo 3, there was a lot of good stuff as someone who didn't know how to like didn't have like the mechanics of the game and the character classes, like knowing the right builds. More of like I'm kind of just following a build, but like you have to still level up to that point, right? If I recall, to like unlock those skills and unlock those trees, where like as a newer player who hasn't like I already know I'm making a paladin because I want to play the hammered in, even if it's not, I don't know how good it is, but like it's fun. Like it seems cool as fuck. Yeah, you're tanky and everything dies. Yeah, and I'm like, I already know that like those skill nodes a lot of times there's the fun and you can actually see how much you've progressed.
Yes,
but the novelty of that wears off consecutive playthroughs, although it is still fun getting the build up and going, but it's very front loaded in that regard. Because even if you're making a new character and you're like, I'm going to make a witch doctor or whatever, you know, I don't know if that's in Diablo 2.
No.
Yeah, so Diablo 3, but like, you know, I'm going to make a witch hunter and like, because I actually do have some weirdly good gear that like dropped it because it drops other classes stuff, right?
Yeah, I have like a whole stash full of stuff. Like when I finally get around,
the actual use for the stash.
Yeah, when I finally get around to making an Amazon and an assassin and a barbarian, I have got a great setup, which is cool.
What are you playing now?
Druid.
Oh, okay.
I always play as a wind druid, which also, so another fun thing about the game is that like for whatever reason, they decided that like wind druid is like a thing where basically like when you're druid, your options are you can either
just look for gazebos.
Yes, you could be a fire druid, you can be a wind druid, or you could be a summoner druid, or you can be a shapeshifter druid.
I see a lot of builds about summoner.
Yeah,
or it's the summoner class.
Yes. So, and you can do combinations of those. So, like when you're a wind druid, like you do a little bit of summoning because it helps buff out your
like,
stuff.
If you only get so many points, it's one of those where it's like, what's the optimal like off build?
Yeah.
Or you might do something where you don't get the capstones, but like you're still super powerful because you're doing deep into 2 trees or whatever.
Yeah. So the thing with like wind druids in particular, though, is that it's like most stuff. The tree that you're working on, you get a skill starting at level 1, and then, you know, you proceed down the tree. With wind druids, you don't unlock anything in the wind druid tree until level 6. Nothing unlocks until level 6.
Okay.
And it's this thing called Arctic Blast, which is you stand perfectly still and you can't move, and you shoot out a blast of cold.
It seems like the opposite of how you'd want to play.
It's awful and it's worthless to the point where you literally put 1 point in it because it's a prerequisite to get to the wind stuff, and that's the only point you ever put in it.
You only use it because, well, do you even use it?
No, I don't even use it. It's more effective to run around hitting stuff. So Wind Druid sucks in the beginning of the game.
And those are probably some of like because you're not like a big strong character using strong weapons. You're using like a staff, right?
Usually like a club.
Oh, okay.
It is a class where literally, so like in the game you can respec all of your stuff 3 times, once per difficulty. So like to be a wind druid, you're not a wind druid until you get to level 30. And then you respec and turn yourself into a wind druid. So like you are a summoner druid up to level 30.
Because then you'll have fun.
Yes. And then you retool yourself to then be a wind druid now that you're high enough level you can actually put points in the stuff.
So like that really sucks. Like what are the first 5 levels? Or the first 5 levels like neutral? Is level 6 where like you pick a path?
No. Like if you want to, like there are lots of other skills that are available at level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so like if you want to be a wind druid, a true wind druid from the start, you would just have to save those points and not use them until you hit level 6. And then the way that the game works though is that you can't put more points into it than you would be able to at that level. So even if you have 6 points saved
you still can only put 1 point.
You can put 1 point in it. And so then as time goes on, you start unlocking multiple skills, and you can start putting like points into multiple skills per turn. And so like it ultimately nets out. But yeah, being a wind druid, if you don't know that's what you want to do, you would never do it because it's not
it's almost
good.
Do you think like that weird spell where you stop and blast with freeze, do you think that probably like stopped people from like wanting to even try it? Because it's like
I'm sure it did. Because like why would you do that?
Do all the other spells you can cast while moving, or it's like a very short animation?
Depends on the class and the skill and everything, but most of them, yeah, you can.
Because I know like sorcerers like the OP build, like the true sorceress. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't.
No men.
Well, you can't like pick your. In Diablo 3 you can pick your gender. In Diablo 2 you can't. So like each class is like druid is male, sorceress is female, you know, so on and so forth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So should I play a sorceress then? Is she hot?
She looks great in the remaster.
Perfect.
I mean, like,
is there a button I can hit so I can see those polygons?
Nah. Basically everybody, not basically everybody. Lots of people play as a sorceress because sorceresses are very powerful.
Like solo powerful, right?
Yeah, but in hell difficulty, they can also become completely useless because like things become immune to stuff and they become immune to like whole categories. So like immune to physical, immune to cold, immune to fire, immune to
and because
lightning.
They only do one type of damage basically.
One thing, they can get fucked. And so even if you multi-class your sorceress and you make her like she can do fire and cold, like that's like the common go-to is
Michael Chiklis.
Yes, you make her into Michael Chiklis.
Shoto Todoroki.
There are definitely enemies that are both immune to
fire and ice.
Fire and cold.
Oh,
so it's like can't do anything. You just run. You just have to fucking run because you can't do anything.
And hope to God, or like, is there a way to run past them?
Depends on where they are and what they are. If they're a boss, reset. You're not gonna be able to beat them.
Oh, like basically just like start over and like wipe, like end the run without dying.
Because like each time you load the game, like it spawns like different enemies and stuff with different immunities.
Because it's a semi-roguelike, right? In that sense.
Like yeah, I guess.
Unless we were playing together and we were in each other, like we were in the same game. We would have 2 completely different like floor ones.
Yes, they would be set up differently. There would be different enemies. There are certain enemies that like are always going to be there, but the stuff that they like, their powers and stuff change each time that you reload the game. So it's like sometimes you might like load in and the Countess is immune to cold and immune to fire. You might leave the game, go back in, and now she's just immune to lightning.
Oh,
so
sometimes that could be useful to like.
Yeah, I mean, like there are options. Like it literally will happen if you're like a sorceress and you're running, and like if you're just like a cold, like a cold fire sorceress, and you get to a boss and you can't beat him. It's just like, well, just restart the level because you know you can't.
Yeah.
Which like that's a nice thing about wind druids because like wind isn't actually an element in the game. Like air isn't an element. So the tornadoes that you use actually do physical damage, even though they're magical.
Because you're magically creating a tornado.
Yeah, and then your hurricane, which is like a thing that just like sits around you,
like an AoE.
Yeah, so if anyone gets close to you, they get fucked over. It does a little bit of physical and mostly cold. So you only really get fucked over if you find an immune to physical and immune to cold, which is definitely a lot rarer than immune to fire and immune to cold. But like it do happen, and it sucks.
Damn.
Anyway. All of that.
Now I want to play this fucking game.
It's good, but all of that to say, I love the game, but I don't know that I have fun playing it, which is basically like story of like Destiny and anything like that.
I was telling you this morning where I was like, I realized it was like an hour to reset, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll just do it. Like, well, I'll try to get those like catalysts since I had the thing, and I'm like, I didn't have fun playing it while I was doing it. I just wanted to be over with it.
Right.
But then if anyone asks me, I fucking love Destiny. I have so much fun.
Right.
I have
one of my favorite games.
I have fun playing Destiny with friends. Yes. I think that's really
because that helps with Diablo 2 as well.
If I'm gonna play Diablo 2 and I'm gonna be like, do you want to play? Because now you've had a lot of your fill so far. I mean, you will never be satiated.
No.
But
because there are things I still need.
Yeah, the things you need. But like your side character that you already got some armor up that you've kind of had, and you're like, fuck it, I'll play with you for a little bit, Steve. Because like I'm gonna play by myself at first to like.
Yeah, you should play by yourself a little bit.
Mostly so that
just to
like
get a feel for it.
I understand like what button opens up journal, like that type of stuff. Because like I remember playing. It's a weird sidetrack, but like when I first played Morrowind, unlike Skyrim, like. Where there's like a really nice clean like quest tab and everything. It was literally like you would have to pull out your journal and you'd have to like go to it and see like what notes, and it was always like kind of cryptic. And like I mean I was a smart kid and I read a lot, but like I could never progress past the Blades quest because I could never remember how to open the journal.
Right.
Like even on the controller I'm like trying to sit there and think, and I would like get agitated and push a bunch of buttons.
Yeah.
And like maybe I'm just stupid, but even then like you'd see it and you're like, well, can you give me like a way marker or something?
Right,
and like I think maybe sometimes they do. I don't remember too much, but like it was very like it was one of those games where you needed to like sit and listen, and it wasn't like a button prompt to do it. You needed to overhear and like just stay. And a lot of people like Skyrim is big on that because as soon as I'm done talking to some Skyrim, I'm gone. I'm already running. And the fact that I had to stop, I'm
annoyed.
upset. Exactly. But it's like, no,
I'm gonna
fuck
let them
you.
know about it.
You leave it, you're done.
Did you know that in Dead Space 1, like there's like a journal basically where like you can actually like in all of the tasks that you're doing, like Isaac has something that he's like writes about it in first person.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like one of the only like forms of characterization they really give him because like he's silent in Dead Space 1.
Oh, that's right. He is. Yeah, he is specifically silent.
Yeah, but he has like all this like written text that like he says like every mission that you go on, you get like a blurb that he like says about it, but it's buried.
Cool. I'm gonna have to. So depending on Friday's plans with like friends, as in like. If you wanted to play Phasmophobia because it's the beginning of Spooktober.
Oh, right.
So depending on whether or not like maybe you wanted to do something, I was probably going to have the kickoff game be Dead Space 1.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, maybe I'll do Dead Space 2. I'm like, I have a few games that I also got to like finish so that meta will leave me be, that are like I can dump into Spooktober, so I am.
Is spoopy enough.
But then I'm like, there's also only so many streams I can do. And I want to get all of this done, and then going into November.
That's a lot of streams, though, in a month.
Yeah, no. It's still
you do like 16 streams a month.
Yeah, 12. As long if I do one on the weekend, then it's 16.
Yeah,
it's like 12 to 16. But like I will sometimes do them more. Typically Tuesdays are free because we do this, and then Thursdays I leave to like maybe do something with somebody else. But like most of the time, I just end up chilling at home anyway, and I'm like, maybe I'll stream, maybe I won't. I don't know. So I don't know if maybe I'll start streaming earlier through Spooktober. We'll see, because I just want to like I got to make sure that like whatever we're doing, like I've played Dead Space before, and like that's gonna be fun. But like Phasmophobia is fucking terrifying. I cried. I'm gonna play Five Nights at Freddy's.
I saw the clip on your Twitch of the "Hello, motherfucker," and you just like lose your shit.
Yeah,
that was good.
And like I was worried because I'm like, I hope I'm not gonna play these scary games, and I got to do the PewDiePie Jacksepticeye, where like the Markiplier, I gotta be scared.
Markiplier.
Yeah. What, did I call him Markiplier?
Yeah.
I mean, he is.
Well, his friends get to call him that.
Well, the friends that survived the gang war.
Well, stay safe, Marky Moo.
We just have a lot of good shit. Like Limbo, I gotta finish. Like games like I've started, just like I want to win, but then like I get distracted. Yeah. And it's a good time. But like I know Dead Space. Yeah, it's easy. I'm gonna play Outlast and not gonna play with you. We're doing on my stream. It'll be, I think the 29th is that Friday. It's the last Friday of October.
Okay.
We'll probably be doing our onesie stream.
FNAF stream.
Yeah.
FNAF onesies.
FNAF onesies. Yeah.
So I guess we have to play FNAF, huh?
Yeah, that was the other thing that I realized. But if we can make Zuki a little...
I gotta make him one.
He's not going to be happy.
Which one's going to be? Oh, Bonnie. I think he'd be Bonnie because he's going to be blue. That'd be cute.
Well, because I'm the bird.
You're Chica.
Chica.
Yes.
Girl bird.
Bird
girl boss. Bird girl boss.
Gatekeep Chica boss.
My God. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had something else I was going to say with all that, but I don't remember right now. Games are spoopy.
Spoop games.
Yeah.
Spoop.
Yeah, gang.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I believe.
I know we have a lot of questions.
We do.
And we're over here going like, ambiance. We got a lot of questions today. Do you mind running to the store to grab a couple questions? You can grab some from the QTQT.
Yeah.
WT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yo, I love the QTQT WT. What the quick.
What is it? Okay,
well, we got to say it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not official.
Question time.
What is it?
All right. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments of this video.
Yeah.
And we'll
Engagement.
check them out. Engagement. Okay, so first question is from Broken Pieces.
No.
Put them back together. And it says,
why no glue?
Odie, do you have a favorite character from Anamorphs?
It's really hard not to say Visser 3. Or Visser 3, I'm sorry. The main villain.
Okay.
It's really hard not to. Although, like, as a kid, I was always a fan of Jake. Because he wore a red shirt and blue jeans on the first book. And that's very on brand for me.
Listen.
Look, dude.
You wear red shirt and blue jeans.
I loved dragons as a young Christian boy. I still do.
Hell yeah.
Although my faith wavers, my dragons are eternal.
Dragon stays. Okay. Cheeto Sugar asks, what is your favorite YouTube video other than whatever it is either of you do?
I read that one the other day and I was like, I hope you read it.
Oh my God. I mean, I wouldn't have picked my own shit anyway.
No, God, no. Like, as much as I am the greatest streamer of all time and just people just haven't heard of me yet, like, I would not watch my own content. Well, I mean, I guess I would, but like, I already lived it.
Yeah.
Like, I watch the podcast, but it's more of just to like remember the good funny bits and see if there's anything. And mostly because I'm trolling for comments.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've got two that immediately spring to mind. You could shop at 5 or 6 stores.
Okay.
And the Bath and Body Works, specifically the reenactment.
I mean, for me, my immediate thought was the Sim Shitty video by Buggy.
Yeah.
And then the other one would be the fuck, I had it. I lost it. It's gone.
Okay. Yeah. Probably.
No. It's the skit from SNL with the rappers. Timothy Chalamet's there, where him and Pete Davidson are like your white SoundCloud rappers.
Oh.
And like the drummer for Roots is there, I think. No, it's not. It's not Roots. Why am I thinking it's that? No, he's
I've only seen
Questlove
once. I can't think of it.
Questlove. Okay. And then like one of the other regulars, but like where they're like skirt street yeet. And then he's like, "You never loved me, mom," and I'm just it sends me. Although more recently the no has been breaking me. Okay, I apologize. That was a lot of thinking. We're running out of time.
This isn't exactly a question, but like there are question marks.
I may give them an answer.
You had milk in school? That's a real thing? And they let you have chocolate milk? That was from Pirate Cake.
Thanks, Pirate Cake.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't have our milk in bags.
No, we're not. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, at school, it is kind of weird that, like, the only option is milk.
Yeah, no.
There's not even a water option because it's like, well, go drink out of the fountain if you want that. But also, if
the hot fountains in Phoenix.
Yes, but meanwhile, if you want to get, like, not if you want to, if you get lunch, which, like, they make you get lunch, like, you also have to get a drink. So, like, you have to get milk.
Yeah.
There is no choice. Even if you just want water, you can't tell them, like, I'm just going to go get water. They'll be like, you have to take a milk. Which I'm sure, like, that's their own, like, those are their rules and they have to, like, follow them. Like, I don't begrudge them that.
Every kid, if you're getting it, you get it.
Yeah. But, like,
Which,
the only option is milk.
Why are we getting chocolate milk at lunch?
Actually, I think wasn't there juice? Couldn't you sometimes get juice?
Why the fuck do I look like a guy who drinks juice?
I don't drink juice.
I'm not a juicer.
No, not in this economy.
Are you out here juicing?
You think I'm a juicer?
I'm not saying you are a juicer. I'm saying you look like a juicer.
Oh, interesting.
You look like you see a group of oranges and you go, "Oh, damn, that make a good juice."
Oh God, I hate orange juice.
Yeah.
Well, oranges make me puke, and I don't know why.
I actually like pulpless orange juice, and I hate apple juice.
Yeah.
And applesauce.
Same.
And apple cinnamon pie.
Same.
And regular apple pie.
Yes.
But I like apples.
Yeah. Don't cook them. When you cook them, you fuck them up. Don't cook them and don't smash them.
No, yeah.
Just let the apple be.
Cut it in wedges for me. Leave them on a paper towel on the island. I'm busy in Donkey Kong 64, Mom.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Okay.
I'm over here going.
From the boredom.
Is a Capri Sun a juice?
Yeah. It's a juice. It's 100% natural juice.
Like Welch's?
Yeah.
Welch's grape juice?
It's wet.
It's grape.
Yes.
And it's 100% reason to remember the name.
I like grape soda in that way where I want...
The Hero grape soda from My Hero Academia.
No.
Or grape juice, I'm sorry.
Where like I want a Dixie cup of grape soda every 3 years.
You want the minis, the mini soda 6-packs, but like just one.
Just one.
Of grape juice.
No, grape soda.
Grape soda every 3 years.
And that's it. Because it's too much. If you buy an entire thing of like grape crush, like a full 2 liter, you can just pour that thing down the sink. Too much. You just need this much. It's too much. It's disgustingly sweet.
Did you recently do this?
No.
But is the day coming?
I'm getting there. Which
is the grape crush day coming?
It's gonna go even worse because like
you need to give it
because like I can't.
You need to give it a date so that we can make it a meme.
Well, it's carbonated though, and so like I can't really do that. But I could do a Dixie cup of it, and I'd be fine.
I mean, I'll drink it.
I like the taste of it, but it's too sweet.
That's why I feel the same way about orange soda. I will never go out of my way to get orange soda, but when I do have it, I'm like, this ain't bad. But like, I'm also not getting a high C at Mickey D's.
No, that's disgusting.
Like, get fucked. You enjoying your apple slices too and your milk, bitch?
Get the blue Powerade like a boss. I hate that every place like sells blue
Jerry
Powerade.
used to get blue Powerade.
I hate that. Like, why is that the only like? I don't know. I hate it.
Oh, but then there's a little button that says water, and there's also the icon that says water. And spoiler alert, no matter which one you hit, it's not water.
It's gonna taste like something, and it's not water.
Yeah. Nat. Are we down at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
Bottoms up.
Blue Sky asked, when was the most inappropriate time you busted out in laughter?
In a meeting?
In a meeting?
In a fucking meeting?
In the work meeting?
Literally. The 5:30 story.
Oh my God. Just the beauty of us viewing like the constellation Gemini, viewing two different worlds converging.
Yeah.
The context doesn't matter, but the fact is that we both saw something funny, and I remember sitting next to you.
Yes.
I hear 5:30, and then I hear, and I could just feel the heat from your body.
I literally was like, I'm like looking over, and I'm looking at the table. I'm like, I will not make eye contact with him, but I'm looking over, and out of the corner of my eye, I can see you like doing the same thing, and I'm like, don't look at him.
Oh no!
Do not.
And we
look
just
at
went,
him.
We just went, and it was done.
It was over. We just burst out laughing in the middle of a meeting that up till now.
It was a weird. Well, it wasn't serious, but like
no, but I mean, like
it was
no one
30
was
minutes too long.
laughing. It was a team meeting.
It was the middle of someone explaining why they're working overtime,
and no one else thought it was funny.
Yeah, and the best part is that we're laughing about it's literally just laughing about the way the people said it.
Yes, and we fucking bust out laughing to the point where like everyone like. Some of the other people started laughing, but not at us for losing our fucking shit.
Because we kept looking at each other, and it's that like you're like refilling with Stormlight. You're just like it's almost like a sharper edge to the laugh.
Can't
and it's
stop
hurting.
fucking laughing, and then everyone being like, "What are you laughing at?" Makes it laugh even harder.
Because we can't explain it. There's
No.
no getting out of this. You just got to laugh your way out. Carlos is like, they're bullies.
They're bullies.
Which correct. And then I walked out of the meeting. I said,
Yeah.
I'm done, while laughing, and walked out.
Yes.
To the very quiet hallway where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah, we both lost our shit in a team meeting.
That was pretty it. It's still one of my most favorite times.
It is an amazing time.
What was the last situation where some weird stuff went down and everyone acted like it was normal and you weren't sure if you were crazy or everyone around you was crazy? I could say the rest of the team once we walk back.
No. Okay, so everyone else was acting like it was normal, but it was crazy.
Yeah, everyone acted like it was normal and you weren't sure if you were crazy or everyone around you was crazy.
That's a great question.
I mean, not to get political, but like when the people that live and shop near my fries started being like, I'm like, okay, vaccines aren't out and y'all are just doing your whole like maskless thing.
Yeah.
But then like no one's fighting them on it because they're the ones looking for a fight.
Yeah.
That's like a more real answer, but like it's still not like good. It's not what you want.
Yeah. I don't have a good example.
We just hang out like
Yeah. That's a good question, and I'm sure that it has happened, but I can't think of one.
I would just say like the work thing, or
I mean, like I have one that was kind of like that, but I don't know if it's appropriate to talk about.
Yeah, probably not. Is it the one from the town hall meeting?
It was one with just me and Taylor.
Oh,
but
with the pier. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. That one's also not.
I was gonna say that might be it.
Yeah, no, mine. Yeah, I don't think I have a good one. I'm sorry. That's a good question.
That's all you got. Operation Raccoon was worth the wait, says Jen Never Says Die.
I'm glad.
With it now officially being fall and spooky season, not until Friday.
It's not spooky time.
You know, no, you get Thursday. Fuck it. You can get one day of September. You know what? Everyone else starts creeping up their Christmas songs already.
Yeah.
Halloween gets a day.
Halloween have this.
You know, the whole month and one extra.
Well, because
it's the 31st day.
People try to put Christmas into fucking October, and I'm like,
no,
let it have the month. Like Thanksgiving is a lost cause. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
November is also Christmas. Fine,
well,
you win.
When was the last time anyone was
not until November 1st
done with Thanksgiving by noon?
Yeah,
even though dinner's not starting till noon.
I love Thanksgiving. Well, that's not true. I love Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving is fun. I have not enjoyed many of my Thanksgivings because my stepdad's family makes the most bland fucking food.
That's the thing, is I only like Thanksgiving if my family makes it, because like the rest of my extended family, God love them, they're great.
They don't do anything of mac and cheese.
Single one of them can cook. It is awful.
We have a small vinaigrette gravy to go with turkey. That was what it was, I think, 2 years ago.
It's rough. Like, oh my God, like you could,
it's stuffing, baby.
You know, growing up, like how like out on the like out on the
veranda,
out on the schoolyard, like
on the blacktop.
Yeah, but like, you know how like there was the wood chips.
Oh yeah.
That's what my aunt's turkey is like.
Oh no!
It just like literally like chips. It's so dry that when you go to cut it, it's chipping apart.
What did she do to all the juices? It's hard to not like.
She cooks it too fucking long. She cooks it for like. She's one of those people where she's like, oh, like low and slow is the way to cook it. I'm like, no, you cooked the fucking bird for 8 hours. Of course it's dry. It's like. How could it not be? It's been sitting in the heat for 8 hours.
Fucking hell, Janet. You and your dry ass fucking turkey. No wonder your husband's gay.
It's disgusting. And like, so like Thanksgiving's only good when we make the food. Like, not that, and that's not me making the food. It's like my parents making the food.
You get the Home Depot bucket.
I also make the food really well.
You get the bucket.
You have to brine the turkey. I am incredibly proud of how well I make.
That was good.
I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying, like, when Tyler and I moved in and we had our Thanksgiving that we did for her best friend and their newborn and whatnot, like Tyler was like, she's like, oh, well, we have to defrost this turkey. I'm like, I'll get the bucket. Yeah. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, the Home Depot bucket.
Home Depot
because
bucket.
One,
5-gallon bucket.
I don't have a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket.
At the ready.
You never know when you need one except Thanksgiving.
It's true.
But we're also blessed because like work gives us free turkeys. So.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could give me a raise.
But we did Friendsgiving even before we got free turkeys.
So to finish the question. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was the question?
Yeah, the question. With it now officially being fall and spooky season.
We never even got the question.
We got way too political. next you're gonna tell me that you like the red cups from Starbucks.
Oh my god.
Can we put the crucifixion back on the cups, please?
Ask the question.
Do you have any ghost stories?
Oh my god.
Or just any scary / spooky things you've experienced?
Oh my god. Well, as far as just scary things I experience, like I get not as much anymore, thank goodness. But like I get sleep paralysis.
Yeah. Sis. You get the sleep paralysis?
And like that's some spoopy fucking shit, let me tell you.
It ain't on fleek.
No, that's very spoopy. Like I remember the very, very first time I ever got it. It was when I was living in that apartment with my sister.
Yes, I remember that one. That was cool. Like it kind of had like a vaulted ceiling.
Yes,
that's why I was gonna say lofty. It was just it had a lot of room, even though there wasn't a lot of like space.
It was a vaulted ceiling. It was like and
it gave me the vibe of like a city studio.
Yes, even
though like it wasn't.
Yeah,
isn't that crazy?
That's so weird.
You know what? I love that you just do things.
Yeah,
you live where others are afraid to shine.
There you go. Anyway, so I lived there with...
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means.
I lived there with my sister, but also she was literally never there because she was always at her boyfriend's, which was great for me because like 3-bedroom apartment to myself. The other thing about that though was that I was there by myself all the time.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with for the most part.
You had to learn to be though.
I'm good all by my bad self. But when the very first time I got sleep paralysis, I was in that apartment and it was I had an awful schedule at that point because I was like I was going to school and everything and I was working at H&M and I would have to work until like 1 a.m. doing like just because that store was because I worked at it was a big one and it was just a fucking
it was a big one. It was a big H&M. It was the one in the mall, right?
Yeah. And so it took hours to do cleanup of that store at the end of the day. So like literally just like putting all the clothes back. It took hours. So like I wouldn't get home till, like past 1.
Oh my God.
And then I'd have school, in the morning and everything. So my sleep schedule was shit.
There wasn't one.
Yeah. It was whenever I can find the time.
And you're slamming a Red Bull.
Literally. That was when I discovered Blueberry Red Bull.
Good summer.
And so I was asleep in my room, but it was midday at that point. It was maybe like 11 a.m.
Oh, you don't want to see the daywalkers.
Yeah, so like enough so that like the room was lit up a little bit. Like the blinds were drawn, but like there was some light coming through. And so I'm like laying there in bed, and I kind of came to, which is what happens when you have sleep paralysis. You like sort of wake up, but you don't. Your brain wakes up, but your body doesn't. So like that's why you can't move. Because when you're asleep, your body like paralyzes itself basically. So that way, like you're like in old. What the fuck do you all want?
What is this?
I don't know. It's my fucking. It's a family group chat.
Oh, I was going to say, is it your mod chat? I'm like, they would never ping you this much.
No,
family. They heard you talking about her dry
they
ass
heard me
fucking
talking
turkey.
about that nasty turkey. So I was like laying there. It was like 11 or whatever. So like I wake up, but like not really, and I can't move. And so like we had no pets in that apartment, and I'm laying there in bed. The room is fairly dark, but like I can kind of see stuff or whatever. And I had just woken up, and it's like I wasn't trying to move, so I didn't realize yet that I couldn't, because I was just like, when you wake up and you're just kind of like, I'm just gonna like be here for a little bit. It was like that, and I didn't realize I couldn't move yet. And then I feel, and up till that apartment, I had lived with my parents. We'd always had lots of pets, dogs, cats, things like that. So I'm laying there in bed, and I feel something jump on the bed. And so, like, my brain just goes, oh, it's a cat. Because, like, I used to, my sister's cat actually used to sleep on my bed most of the time for whatever reason.
This could be a lot of, like, the phantom vibrations that people feel. Like, you feel your phone vibrate in your pocket, but then, like, you don't have a phone in your pocket. Like, your body's just, like, doing it. Yeah. And, like, because I feel that a lot, like when I'm laying in bed, not to sidetrack it too much, but like when like I'll be like, oh, Zuki just jumped on bed, and I'll look up and he didn't. And I'm like, yeah, it's the fan, it's
something,
it's just your body, like your hair got touched a weird way, and it's like,
yeah. And so like I was like, oh, there's a cat on the bed, okay, cool. And I can feel it like walking up the bed, like up next to my body. And then like it started to hit me that I'm like, we don't have a cat here. That's weird. Mm-hmm. Wait, why what am I feeling? And so then I try to like turn and you can't. And that's when the panic starts.
Oh no.
When you realize you can't move and you still feel the thing like walking up behind you, like on the bed. And so then like I started like feeling like it like on me.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then like, so I started like panicking. And then like before I could like do too much or whatever, I managed to like wake up and like snap out of it and it was okay. But like that was the first one. That was not the worst one, but it was very memorable because it was the first.
Yeah.
So that's a spoopy thing. That's not ghost. That's just like biology, but
not spoopy, but maybe ghost related. My mom's always had like dreams. Like she's had a dream about a relative the night they've died like multiple times where like she got to have a conversation with her Uncle Dick and then like turns out he had passed in the middle of the night. Yeah, like she is like I told you about like with my sister. I think I did that on a podcast once.
Yeah.
Although that may be on the Lost episode. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know. Anyway, so when Fate died, my sweet little Pomeranian, and my mom doesn't remember the day or anything like that. It was, you know, it sucked, you know, losing an animal does. And I had never really had like dreams about like my pets or like very rarely is it ever people I know, and when I do, it's super memorable that like you were there.
Yeah.
And so I remember it was like I don't know, like 4 or 5 months later or something like that. And Rosie at this point, her and my mom are connected at the hip. They don't go anywhere not together, basically. And you know, which for Rosie, we love the character development. You know, it just sucks because Fate was the one that looked like she was like a little button. And I had a dream where, like, I was hanging out in my mom's room, like, on her bed, and, like, Fate was there, like, saying, like, what's up? And we had just lost Jinx, too. Mm-hmm. And so Jinx was there. I got to see, like, both of them. And I was like, oh, wow. And then, like, you know, Fate and Rosie were, like, running around on my lap and whatnot. And then, like, I like looked into the spirit realm at one point and saw that it was more so that like it was just Rosie jumping around, but that like Rosie, like the spirits like hanging out. It was a really weird dream, and it was just like super comforting to know that like it's brain, but that like, hey, if there is something out there, you know, if there's some other way of like existing that we can't, you know, perceive in this way, you know, like that's kind of cool. I made the mistake of telling my mom about it. And she was like, that's really great. Because she hasn't had a dream. She hasn't had a dream, but she has a dream about a lot of stuff. And she's just like, I think she did end up having a dream later on, though. But like months later, she was still pissed. But that's the closest thing to like a ghost story. That's not like, it's not spoopy. Yeah. Except for the time we went to, what is it, Jamestown? No, Jerome.
Yeah, no, I do have that story, but that's like a whole thing. But also like,
we should record a podcast in the haunted rooms.
I could go into it, but it's not that interesting of a story. But it was weird. But anyway, okay. Rebecca asks, "What's something?"
I won't hesitate, bitch.
She won't hesitate, bitch. Mm-hmm. What is something you used to do as a child that you wish you could still do? Wish I could still do.
Eat whatever I wanted and not gain weight.
Oh, God, yeah.
Childhood metabolism.
Literally, that's it.
Because with the mild amount of discipline I have now, I'd be fucking jaked, brah.
I know. Truly. No, you're right. Because there's nothing else really that I could do as a kid that I can't do now.
That's a bad joke.
Yeah.
That's a real bad joke. I got my parents together. Although at this point, it's been so long. No. The like would that be good? The little memories I have are nice. No, it would not be good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, my mom texted me today. Nice. And I was like,
Unsolicited?
Just to say hi. She said, hey there. Or, you know, it was something like, you know, like a wave emoji, hi.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, how you doing? She's like, I was like, how's Sedona? And she's like, we've paid off, or like the cabin's officially paid off.
Oh, nice.
Which they've paid off through just like Airbnb-ing it for the last couple of years. So,
it has been years, hasn't it?
It was Fate was still alive.
Yeah.
But not too long after.
Yeah.
But
oh my gosh.
Yeah, you remember that? That was back.
I do remember
a few
that.
houses.
Yeah. But it's still weird to think that's been years. You know what I want from my childhood?
Yeah.
A lack of perception of time passing.
Oh my God, yes.
That would be nice.
Do you remember when you're like, oh my God, it's already like Christmas of my sophomore year of high school. Time's going by too fast. And it's like, you don't fucking know.
Bitch, you know nothing.
I wish time went as fast as a class that you're not interested in.
Oh my God. Honestly.
But I want to be doing something cool during that time.
Yeah.
Time travels at the same speed. Just
it's all about perception. It's Shimo asks, if you were someone else, would you date yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking great.
Yeah, I love most of my qualities.
Yeah.
They would get all my jokes. You would be able to like. Could you imagine two of me?
I choose not to.
Same brain.
I don't need that.
Same speed.
I can barely handle you.
You wouldn't have to. They would have to.
You're right. The someone else. I guess it would technically depend on who I was. Someone else.
I'd be my what is it like the wedding matzah soup.
Yeah,
because I'd be the Toombo meatballs.
God,
just me covered in oil, just sliding around a big bowl. I drain your pool and be like, "Look, I'm soup."
My pool is already almost too cold to get in.
Oh no,
I'm so mad
because the temperature dropped.
Yeah,
so much.
Like,
it dropped down to 80s.
There's nothing to be mad about, but I'm still mad. You know,
because it was perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Rebecca. No, I don't think it's Rebecca.
No, that was it, Shimo. 13th Faye asks, what's something that you love and absolutely nerd out / geek out over the second you get a chance? I mean, Star Trek, honestly.
I'll just say The Cabin, but... what have I ever enjoyed? Have you watched any episode of the podcast?
Yeah, mine's probably Star Trek, I guess.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
You get going on it, like... I'm there. I'm ready.
Also, I mean, like, for all the memes and everything, Destiny. I love to fucking, like, talk about that and everything.
We have literally had, like, do you remember our conversation before Destiny 2 came out about what we were hoping they would do? And I don't even remember what we fucking said.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember.
I'm sure they did it better, but then also did Curse of Osiris. So.
Yeah. Go fast update. We fixed everything.
Yeah. No, Warmind, guys, the game's finally getting good, which means I will be getting a refund and repurchasing the game.
And I do mean repurchase. Because I'm getting a... because I'm getting a refund.
Because I'm getting which I didn't understand, like, so you're getting a refund now, but, like, you will be just rebuying it, which means, like...
Well, he said he might repurchase it. Mm-hmm. But he's getting his refund because they're going to ban his Origins account. He don't want the fucking thing anyway. You don't want to get my refund? My bank will take care of it. And so what have you banned my Origins account?
God, I fucking... Oh, so good. Error 37, error 37. How many freaking errors did you count for? What's error number one? Error number one, I can't get the fuck in. What's error number 9001? Somebody shot somebody?
That's a good video.
Maria asked, you guys never fail to make me laugh, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You're welcome. Well, actually, in my head, it was the Moana with where it's like "You're welcome" because that's the whole song is "You're welcome" and it's The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, my boy DJ, as I call him DJ Stone.
That's what his friends call him.
It's me. I'm one of his friends. I at The Rock and ask him if he's friends with me. Yeah. Somebody who knows him.
Oh, my shit.
Because I will be.
Yeah.
Apparently, Ari Coco.
Yes.
Is friends with somebody who is close friends with Vin Diesel.
Okay.
Which means with enough grease and some certain palms, I could have Vin Diesel here to explain to you the plot of Fast and Furious 9.
I would love it.
Oh, he's a fucking nerd, too.
You know.
He's the coolest guy ever. Was that me?
I think that was you.
It was. I think I know who it was, too.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what movie I first knew Vin Diesel from? And then it wasn't until much later that, like, I knew he was in other movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. What's it called? It's that daycare movie.
Daddy Daycare? No, The Babysitter.
Yes.
Yeah, or The Pacifier.
Pacifier. That's it. Yes.
That movie slaps.
It wasn't bad.
It's weird.
It was weird. It probably did not age well.
No.
I imagine there's some jokes in there that would not fly.
Well, there's the whole like springtime for Hitler thing that they're doing.
Oh.
Where the kid, like, they find that like the kid's got the Nazi armband, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And he's like, "It's for the school thing."
Is that in that movie?
Yeah, it's.
I don't remember almost anything.
Yeah,
about
that was the
movie.
kid who had the Slim Shady bottle bleach hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
all I really remembered was the Vin Diesel's in it.
See how they say bleach bottle blonde or bottle blonde thing?
Yes.
My entire life, I've always thought of it as a glass jar.
Okay.
That's
Of
like
bleach.
a Coke bottle,
Okay.
and that's where the blonde is.
Got it.
And you're a bottled blonde, and I'm like, where do they buy these glass jars? And it wasn't until you said it now that I was like, I've bought bleach and I've bought hair dye. It doesn't come in a glass bottle.
No, it
It'd be very
did,
difficult to squeeze.
Quite frankly,
squeeze out of a glass bottle. But I want you to know that for years, and this may be because at a young age I watched the music video for Genie in a Bottle.
Okay.
But that's it.
That's good.
Questions for both of you.
I'm ready.
One of these days I'll get to a question.
Someday.
Maria asked, if I were to summon you via black magic, which 5 items would I need in each corner of the pentagram? I almost want to say, would it be funnier if we answered for the other person? Like if I had to summon you, how would I do it?
Oh God.
Because you can get more roasts in that way, you know?
I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, one of them would be Cheez-Its.
I have a whole thing about Cheez-Its now.
You had a whole thing about Cheez-Its then.
I'm not really into Cheez-Its right now.
That's fair.
I'm into peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Because I saw them at the store.
It'll do that.
Also, Cheez-Its, if you leave the box open, the crackers get stale. And, like, I don't like chomping on stale Cheez-Its. Still eat them.
That's fair.
Because, like, I don't want to go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
I'm depressed. You got Visa? I got depression.
What?
Yeah.
5 things.
For you or for me? Your choice.
Let's just do it for ourselves.
Okay.
Because I can think of that easier, I guess. I guess at this point, a microphone, because that's a thing that I do a lot of. Like, a lot of.
Hey, can we do no self-promo?
Excuse me.
Hey.
Links in bio.
No self-promo.
Yeah.
With these microphones.
I guess a microphone, because, like, that's a big part of my life. Because I had that, someone asked me that at a different point. A similar question where they're like, what's like 3 things that like, you know, like items that, you know, like are really important to you or whatever. And I was like, oh, like this, and this. And they were like, so like nothing to do with the YouTube channel that like takes up all your time. And I was like,
no.
Oh yeah. I forgot that that's a thing.
I love that. A phone with access to your merch store.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of like, what are things that I use? Like microphone, an Xbox.
Well, see, here's the thing is like, if you're something via black magic, this isn't your own personal things,
right? The things that like are supposed to like represent
like
me in
your
some
essence.
way, which like I don't know.
For me, it's easy.
Okay.
1 crushed can of Red Bull.
Okay.
Pizza.
Okay.
Some Cheez-Its.
Okay. These are all food.
Correct. A subscription for a streaming service without ads.
Xbox Game Pass.
Well, now I gotta think of something different. Fucking Frank, you took it from me. Cat.
Fair.
There.
Sour Patch Kids. For me, I eat them too much.
1 in each.
Yeah.
One of each color.
Yes. Well, but not the orange ones. Throw that shit out.
That one goes in the middle.
That's
the
me.
vessel.
I'm the orange.
The orange one's the vessel. Your spirit is alive.
I inhabit the orange Sour Patch Kid.
That's the one from the commercial. You're the one.
That's the one.
Okay.
Oh, this is different, but one of my other favorite videos on the internet ever is Karma Got Its Kiss for Me.
Oh, yes. Which
I love that video.
The same energy for me is the Dora the Explorer TikTok, where she's just like, the Explorer? That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah, Karma Got Its Kiss for Me.
I hope you got a warrant.
Hope you got a warrant. I love that video.
That's too new, though.
It is.
Oh.
It can't define
I will say, pause as like an actual video that's not just like a short clip, like but like someone like made a video for, is the Danny Gonzalez and Drew Gooden doing the video on Hard Rock Nick.
Oh yeah,
with the tiny spatula on your titties.
Titties.
That video fucking cracks me up every time.
That is a great video.
That are full force.
He's not going full force,
dude. Send some love to Airsoft Fatty. He's our boy. Number 2, what would you make valuable in an end of the world scenario? Oh, what would make you valuable? Oh no, we already did that.
We already kind of did that.
Yeah, we did that for the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, with Steph trying to sneak it,
sucking and fucking my way to safety. Yeah. Although you had such a good iconic answer. It was a big meme energy of like, I do this, and I have a crippling fear of death that would make me do anything to live. And it's like, oh man, that'd be good on a Vine or a shirt.
Yeah.
Too many words for a shirt.
Too many words for a shirt. Great for Vine.
Mm-hmm. 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 Next. I'm looking.
He's looking.
13th Faye asked, if you had to choose one Vine to play at your funeral, what would it be?
Lipstick in my Valentino white bag.
Mine would be, I don't have enough money for chicken nuggets.
Yeah, that is an amazing one too.
That's me. That sums up everything you need to know about me.
Yeah.
Did he have enough money? No. What was he looking for? Chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Yeah. With mine, I'm like, sometimes I'm that mom. Sometimes I'm the one who spilled the lipstick in the Valentino white bag. Sometimes I'm the Valentino white bag. They spilled the lipstick in me.
But how often?
Sometimes I'm the lipstick.
I was going to say, very rarely can you ascend to the level of being the lipstick.
Truly, it is very rare to be the lipstick.
Because the lipstick did what they did best. And you know you're doing something right if all you're getting is criticism.
Yeah.
I'm a Pisces.
Oh my God.
I have no idea if when I'm saying these signs, if they're accurate, but I'm going to say right now that someone will say something about the Virgo thing before they got to this point in the podcast.
Probably.
In the comments. And I'll be looking for it. I don't do much on Wednesday. I'll be playing Diablo. I'll be doing my job and being more proactive per my one-on-one meeting today with my boss that was not stressful.
Yeah.
But when I'm done with that at 10, I'll be playing Diablo. I'll probably play it tonight. I'm going to read one more.
Okay. Do it.
Chaotic Pain asks 2 questions.
Okay.
When you're having a bad day, what do you do to make yourself feel better?
Eat food I shouldn't eat.
A lot of times it's eat food for me.
That's the unfortunately fairly true answer. That's not a great way of actually like dealing with your problems.
I try to do something social, even if it's just like playing game with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times that helps, just hearing someone else's voice. And a lot of times I won't have like the energy to like, I don't want to like come over and do something like I'm out of it. But I'm like, you happen to send me a meme. I'm like, well, we can brap with some memes back and forth. And I'll be like, what you doing? You want to play what game?
It's Destiny.
It's just Destiny. But I also know that we used to play other games in some capacity.
Like what?
Maybe it was just Diablo 3. It was all stuff
that Destiny 1.
Fuck, you right. It was fucking Destiny 1.
Before Destiny 2, it was Destiny 1, dude.
I was thinking, I'm like, we used to play stuff back when I lived in that apartment with the Scorpions. And I'm like, what did we play?
Destiny 1.
Destiny 1.
It was very occasionally like Smash.
But we not online.
No.
With each other.
That was when we lived together. Mm-hmm. When we were roommates.
Second question. What is your favorite cheesy pickup line?
Cheesy pickup line. Not like gross one. Because my favorite gross pickup line I have said before.
Is it cheesy?
I don't think it's cheesy. Mm-mm. I've already said it. You've heard it.
What?
The original recipe. That one's not cheesy. That's just awful. No.
I want to suck your dad off. Yeah.
Yeah, like, damn, you so hot, I'd suck your dad off for a taste of the original recipe. That's not cheesy. That's horrifying.
That's not Gush's, baby.
No, it's not.
There might be somebody who's like gushing.
It could be gushing, baby.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
I don't really know many like pickup lines.
This ain't my first time at the deli. I know my way around Swiss holes.
Okay.
I was trying to think of like dirty, cheesy ones based on cheese.
I mean, but
I did work in a deli, so there's no lie there.
There's the old like classic one of, like, oh, do you have a little Irish in you?
You want some?
Do you want some? Like that one's like classic, but not like.
Let's get you out of those wet clothes. I stand by it. It's iconic.
Yeah.
Damn girl, you shit with that ass.
Yeah.
Can you eat pussy like that? I can't believe she yelled that to Gordon Ramsay.
That wasn't Gordon Ramsay.
It wasn't? I could have swore that was on Kitchen Nightmares.
No, it's like a random street vendor.
No.
Yes, it is.
You're probably right. Now that I'm thinking about it and I'm looking at the background in my head, I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a food truck.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's a kitchen in Kitchen Nightmares.
Netherworld Denny's.
I've been thinking about Kitchen Nightmares lately. I haven't watched it, but I've been working up the courage.
Yeah. Netherworld Denny's asks,
Mood.
What's your best life hack and how did you learn of it? Honestly, the only life hack I can think of that like I would think to call a life hack is the thing where like you take the bag of potato chips and you like tuck the bottom in to make a bowl. I do that a lot. And it works great.
It only did it like one time, but like it was a hack, and it was something that because I read it on Reddit, like I didn't come up with it, but I stand by it of like fuck anything who wants to charge you more money for the same shit. Because when the pandemic hit and the lockdown happened, it was like someone had posted on Reddit, hey, if you're going to be working from home or like, you know, due to everything, like, and you just got a new car and you're using like Geico, for example, you might want to go ahead and update your like mileage because like how much you drive so that you can get your rate lowered. Well, Geico had already started figuring out that people were doing that.
Yeah.
And stopped. Like they didn't stop you from doing it, but they removed the ability to adjust current trip. And so people were just like, well, fuck, man. Like, what are we doing? It's like, if you say your car's at a new location and you just put in the same address, it's at a new location. And then that'll let you readjust everything. Not that I did that.
Yeah.
But if I did, I'd call it a life hack. So that's my answer for what's my life hack.
Oh, also like one that's just like kind of like I wouldn't do it like now, but you know, like back in the day, like it was just kind of like cool is if you take a binder clip and you like clip it to the edge of your desk or something, then you can like run your like,
the
USBs
cords
and stuff through that and they'll like sit.
Yeah.
That's handy.
For me, because back when I used to skateboard all the time, it was you plug the earphones into the iPod or equivalent Zune, whatever, down through the hoodie, so that you protect almost the entirety of the cord. Because the amount of times I broke my iPod, or like, well, that was only once because I broke it one time when this happened, but like ripped the headphone cords out was because you had it loose.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. MJ asks, is there a story you've always wanted to tell but haven't yet?
I'm sure it hasn't been written. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, I can't study it now.
I wouldn't mind talking about the cabin at some point, framed correctly.
Well, not as the first episode.
Correct.
You know.
No, that's a story that like I want.
That's a fun time.
I want us to talk about that at some point because it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, and then you guys would understand. Well, you guys will never understand what it was like in the cabin. We lived and breathed. There's so many phases to that week.
Oh yeah. Well,
like,
also there's multiple trips depending on like which one you want to get into and the comparisons between them.
Although,
which are also
the primo was cabin 1.
Yes, of course.
Cabin 2 was also phenomenal. But like I had to show up late with work and stuff.
I had to leave in the middle.
Cabin 3 was fine.
Yeah.
The magic was gone. The novelty of the spring break.
Yeah.
Because we all just took the weekend off.
Well, yeah, but we never did it on spring break anyway.
No, I thought we did.
No, we would just like picked a random time when it worked for all of us.
I could have swore we did it at least the first time in spring break. Because that was the reason why, because we were all in college and we all had classes off that week.
We didn't like do it. We did it like over a weekend though. We weren't there that long.
We just did a lot in those
4
or 5 days.
It was like 3 or 4 days.
Oh my god!
I think it was only 3.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to talk about that another time.
We'll get into it later. So that's a story that like, yeah, it's fun.
But like that's like one where like we need to have a day with little questions because like, but they can't be today. You gotta put more questions. Or I don't know, funny bits.
Yeah.
Send me some funnyjunk.com funny ha-has.
Orange Park Jimin asks, is there something that makes you laugh every time without fail? Or if it's not every time, something that has made you laugh the most? Just fucking Vine compilations.
You turning.
Yes, that's a good one.
Although 5:30.
Yeah, just thinking about that makes me laugh.
Ken in the
Is he laughing?
Is he laughing over there? If I stand up and he's
laughing. That's another story.
If I could become an angel and like do like a weird like future past and present like Dickens a Scrooge like thing.
Yes.
The Nightmare Before
Christmas
Carol energy. I would want to go back to that very moment, and the angel would be like, "Why are we here?" I'm like, "I'm grabbing my phone and taking a picture of your face."
It was so good
because it was just.
I was having such a good time.
You would laugh. We got this old coat. Well, he wasn't even that old.
No, he was the oldest.
Yeah,
he wasn't even the oldest.
He was foxy grandpa energy.
He just had old dude energy.
He had old gay energy.
He did,
and
we all fucking loved it.
I'm pretty certain. Well, no, him and his wife they've been married for so long too. Oh my god.
Yeah,
but like he's very clearly like he is himself, and that's why we loved him. He was the guy who was like sat next to the printer and was like, I can't stand how much this printer is like makes so much noise. I'm like, just wear earbuds. And he's like, but I don't want to have to listen to my music so loud to not hear it.
Oh god, we still got a lot of questions.
I don't know. Fuck. Okay. All right. Speed run. Let's go.
If you were in a high-speed chase, what song would you want blaring on the radio?
Disturbia by Rihanna.
Either Devour by Shinedown or Godspeed by Amberlin.
Mood. Neither of those would help you.
Why would they? I don't need help.
Baby Driver did. He was deaf.
Well, Baby Miracle asks, Eric being the fantastic world builder you are, and Odie being the pretty convincing cult leader you are, what cult are we starting? Piss cult.
Piss cult.
It's already done.
It's piss baby.
Hop on. Splash in.
Splish splash. We're gonna make some cash in this piss cult.
Second, for no particular reason at all, what international country would you be interested in trying sweets from?
I was thinking about this while running the other day. And like it's hard to not say just like Europe because I'm American, so I'm like anywhere that's not US.
Anything that's not US or like, to be honest, the only other thing that like we have some crossover with is like we get some South American stuff.
Or at least we have a lot of Mexican candy.
Specifically stuff. Yeah,
but some of that stuff's pretty bomb.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just like we have decent access
to
that. So something like outside of that
look like tomatoes.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're trying to do with that, but when I went to a Mexican restaurant and they gave me those as the side, I was very skeptical. I'm like, this better not be a vegetable.
Yeah,
and then no one would tell me the truth.
Okay, there we go.
Okay,
from the bottom.
Ilse with Audio asks, question for both of you.
Yes. What's
your and then it got worse story?
I mean, one of the most recent ones was so many of the stories I've told here. The gazebo, me with that fucking bag of wet trash that blew open.
I don't know, yeah.
The ants. Basically, the process of owning this house. That's not true. It's been lovely having this house, but like, yeah, those are all three pressing examples I can think of.
For me, it's my story, but it's not about me. It is explaining a Tim decision and explaining the various examples that were one after another about a Tim decision.
That makes sense.
So if you want me to talk about it, because it'll have to be a main segment thing. Yeah. Because we got a lot of questions today. Remind me to say something about a Tim decision. I'll know what it means.
Yeah.
Cue to me next week. What the fuck are they talking?
What is a Tim decision?
Okay. Atlas Series asked 2 questions.
Okay.
This is kind of weird, but interesting, I guess. I've only been watching Odie and Eric for probably around 2 months, but I've already picked up some mannerisms from y'all. More from Eric, quote, or in parentheses, for example, that the vines he commonly quotes or the way he reacts and says things like, yeah, or very that. It's pretty normal to pick up on common behaviors, however, some can be weird. So what's the weirdest or most unique mannerism you've picked up from someone else?
I mean, it's kind of a stupid example, but like dabbing, the amount of dabbing that like I have taken on into my own life, sad and bizarre. That of all like physical motions just like became locked in my head so much.
That it's just, and I remember we even having a conversation where you're like, we're gonna like hate it, like we're just doing it ironically right now, and I'm like, I never was,
and it's gonna pass the line, and it's just gonna become what we do.
No,
and we went past.
It was
line.
GME. We rode it to the fucking moon.
Yes,
it just kept going.
Yeah, that's an example.
That I will sometimes refer to a remote as a clicker.
No.
Thanks, Tyler.
Oh God,
that's not something I wanted.
No.
But it's something I've done.
Something happened.
I go, Zuki, forgive me. And he holds the gun. And he's just like with the one tear. And he's like, ow. Because his bowl's empty. And I'm just like,
pull the trigger, Piglet.
Pull the trigger. Do you want me to set it? Just hand me the clicker. And he's just, it's okay. Just.
And then he starts blasting.
If I die,
bury me in satin.
Bury me in the letterbox so that Zuki can shit on me one more time. Question 2. What is a current viral / popular meme / trend that just represents your whole being? It can be as simple as the saying your mom or a whole video. Yes, I'm stooping so low to your mom, you, in the question.
But it's supposed to be a current viral thing?
Yeah. Like, I mean, they got a taste of this on stream on Friday when we were just watching Vines, and like Macaron was like, I want to say that I feel so honored that I was called out by name as a Vine. And I'm like,
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, it's I don't have enough money for chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Vines are still popular.
They still, in my heart.
They gotta be. Please.
Wait, what was the question again?
What current meme video trend just represents your whole being?
Oh. Fuck you, chicken strips.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been feeling a little uppity.
Yeah. You've had some fuck you chicken strips energy.
Yeah.
And Steph.
Fuck,
I keep looking at the time. I'm like, first of all, how's it been an hour and a half?
I know.
Hour and
That's
40
why
minutes.
I keep looking. I'm like,
I'm trying to finish.
Steph.
We didn't think you guys would ask us questions. We've just been saying it this whole time.
Okay, there's a new Doc Frankenstein, and he's out there harvesting limbs and organs.
Oh, this sounds like
to
a
build
pun.
his bargain store beefcake.
I heard he'll love it.
One day, he targets both of you. What do you think he'd be planning to chop off?
My mole.
Okay.
That or this dummy thick ass.
I think my hands.
You have nice hands.
Thank you.
They're big and strong. I like the way they choke me.
Yeah. And I like the way they choke you too.
Mm-hmm. It just sucks because like we both have sleep paralysis at that point, and there's no hands. But my demon is your
my hands.
It's like the episode of Futurama when like it's one of the like final episodes, but then they got like renewed.
Okay.
Where Fry like wants to play the holophone thing to impress Leela, and he makes a deal with the devil and he trades hands. And like the devil just literally like chops his hands off, and he's like the robot devil is pissed because he's got these dumb meaty hands and they're Fry's hands that he can't do anything. And he's over here like being the devil. It was like a really sweet like finale for the show.
Okay.
I think back in season 4 because it like wasn't going to get renewed, but then they had like a couple of movies that are considered finales, and then they got renewed, and then like so they've had like multiple like finales. The true finale. The true finale is the best finale of any show I've ever watched. It's good. Except for
there's 2 more for stuff.
Oh, so you only read one of them.
I wasn't done and you took it from me.
Oh, you're right. I thought you handed it to me.
I did not hand it to you. You grabbed it.
I don't remember that. That was a younger me.
Check the footage.
Don't.
Number 2. If there was someone out here every week trying to find ways to make you say good things about yourself and each other, would you want them to stop? This is Steph.
Yeah, I know. I know who it is, and the answer is no.
No, that's fine.
But I see what you're doing.
But we know what's happening.
I see you at the local Gold's Gym. You know I'm cut in front of you in the smoothie bar.
You're at that 24-hour fitness that we know isn't open 24 hours.
Oh, you goddamn right. They say they open. I see them playing. I see them playing Segatari in the back.
Well, they literally aren't. 24-hour fitness, a lot of them aren't actually 24 hours.
Which, like, defeats the whole point.
Right. And I think, like, they're like, well, like, you know, it's a 24-hour fitness lifestyle. Be fit 24 hours a day. I'm like, yeah, but you're not open 24 hours. It's bizarre.
It's because they don't make enough money
for the chicken nuggets.
For them to pay the people to stay there overnight, because that would be the most cush job.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta make one sweaty guy a smoothie.
Yeah.
And then hopefully he makes me a smoothie.
Yeah.
Froth me.
Oh my God. The third question.
Have you ever been frothed?
Is you used the term flanderized in your Entourage stream, and that got me curious. What do you think a flanderized version of yourselves would be like? What traits would writers reduce you to if they were writing your proverbial season 8? I would literally be boiled down just to like pure references. Like the only words that would ever come out of my mouth would be like stupid references to like vines and bullshit, because like I already do that a lot. And like some people think some of these things I came up with, and I did not.
I would start to be more towards when like it would escalate to the point of like Charlie from It's Always Sunny, but like when like the Pepe Sylvia bit.
Yeah.
But like that's me all the time.
Yeah.
Because it is.
Yeah.
I showed you that clip the other day, and you're just like, Steve, that's you.
That's you.
That's you on the podcast right now.
You.
And I'm like, I'm in my season 8. Fucking someone tell them to stop. It's not making money.
I'm not ready for the movie.
I'm in.
The movie's when we really get ruined character-wise.
Yeah, but there's
season 8, we should be so lucky.
But there'll be boobs, bitches, and ballers in it. And a Hummer.
And we'll reset all of our character progress.
Mimble said, every podcast, Odie explains something outlandish, and Erica's just like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's a hallmark of the podcast at this point.
Yes.
First of all, fair. Question. What's the strangest interaction you've had with a complete stranger that left a lasting impression on you?
This is stupid, and it was so brief, and it lasting impression in the sense that I'll never forget that this happened. Is
it the socks?
It's the socks.
Yeah, it's the socks from me, sis. Okay.
I was wearing
I think about this all the time.
So I was wearing like high socks that like go up like right like below your knee.
Mm-hmm.
Just like black socks with like a white stripe at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was just going to Fry's, I was just like fucking around. So like, you know, like,
your Fry going socks?
Yeah, like I'm in like, you know, shorts and the high socks.
And then with your vocal Fry.
Mm-hmm. And I'm leaving the Fry's. I have now like bought my stuff, and I have, you know, my bags and everything, and I'm leaving. And this leaving about 15 minutes late. No, and so like this fairly young couple is like walking up, and the guy is just staring at me. And the girl is on her phone.
It was your 4th of July socks, wasn't it?
It was those socks, but it wasn't the 4th of July. And so she's just like on her phone or whatever. And the guy's just like staring at me as I'm like walking out, and we're like about to like cross paths as we go in the Fry's. And the guy, without looking at me, like at my face, he's just staring at my like legs basically. He just goes like, without stopping, he just goes, "Look at that guy's socks." And the girl, like, barely the tiniest glance up from her phone, just like, and she goes, "Oh wow." And then they just keep on walking right past me. Like, I'm not a person. I was not addressed in any way. The eyes did not go up past my knees. It was just like, "Look at his socks. Oh wow." And then they just keep going, and I'm just standing there. I'm like, yeah. Look at my socks, I guess.
Fuck me, man. You out here like crying outside the Fry's now because you're like, what am I doing?
And I think about that all the time. Well, whenever I put those socks on, I'm just like, look at these socks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
All I could think about is I'm like, we make that reference all the time without like acknowledging that that's what it's from. That I'm like, I feel like people that have listened to us that maybe even do that don't like, that's the origin of that, of the, oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's where the wow comes from. Is this completely disinterested girl who's just like, oh, wow.
Look at that guy's socks. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
It's a child.
And then, yes, and just keep on walking. So that.
Yeah. Okay. The strangest thing would be,
I'm ready.
The guy in the lobby.
The guy in the lobby.
The guy in the lobby who was standing kind of weird No, I've locked this memory away for so long. This is the moment that they will play for me in my hell loop.
I had completely forgotten about this. It was gone.
I'm gonna piss my pants.
I had fully forgotten that this happened.
I did too until I was thinking just now. It's like it's been trying for 50 years in my brain to bust out. We come back from Chick-fil-A at work because regardless of the politics, the chicken's good.
It's good chicken.
And we didn't go on Sunday, so it's okay. It's only the reason that they're not open on Sunday is because they're hateful. So if you don't eat on Sunday, then you're not supporting them.
There you go.
Because you can't support them anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. We head back into the office and we walk into the lobby in our building. And there's this guy who the guy himself was kind of like, he had like an intense look about him normally. Because I remember seeing him around in other meetings and stuff. Never like in big areas and stuff.
Yes.
And I gotta do it to him. So he's standing there, like in the middle of the area.
Yeah.
Like this. So I decide.
Which, to be clear, not that weird. A bit of an odd posture.
It was just a little odd to be like that, like comfortable, because like if you were coming out of the elevator into the lobby, you would see him just kind of standing. And because I'm going to be doing the physical, you may want to help me. That I walked into the area with doing this.
Yes.
I went.
He like we see him. We see the guy in that pose, and we're like walking up.
He was like, it was his hand. He was like this. He was like
like spaced out with his hands on his hips or whatever. So then Steve starts walking in that pose up toward the elevator where the guy is.
Well, it was towards the desk to go. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Toward the stairs, rather.
Yeah. And just the guy turns around.
The man turns around.
And he visibly did a double take. It was the most cartoonish double take. And like he had turned around and started working, because I think you were kind of giggling.
I was, because I looked over, because you're
he
walking
turned around.
Because like that's not how people walk.
No, and like
that's like
it was I forgot other people are
stance, but like no one would ever walk like that.
No.
So it was.
So he turns around, also with his hands on his hips, sees me, does a double take, and I made eye contact with him, and in that moment, I knew that like my name was written in a death note somewhere. Like I'm fucking done, dude. I just turned 45 degrees, holding the same pose.
But you also kept the same pose.
Well, taking like those long strides, so I'm not even like vertical. I'm just like about the right. I'm just clearly like trying to note my way out of there, as he's just like befuddled as to like.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I would purposefully avoid him until, do you remember that time I had a meeting with him?
Yes.
And then like, I just tried not to say anything, and he looked at me, he made eye contact with me, and he knew.
He knew what you did.
And then he like quit not too long after.
Long enough though.
Yeah.
He was there for like another like 6 months.
Oh yeah. I was terrorized.
Yeah.
And like, you'd suddenly see me and I'm just real quiet. It's like, what happened? I'm like, he was there.
Like,
thank you for that question. That was a true forgotten memory.
Yes, I had fully forgotten about that.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
We got 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, we are at the last couple questions, good. If I recall, because I think people did new ones.
Oh, good.
Yggdrasil asked 2 questions. First one: if money were no object, what would be the first thing you would buy and why?
A bigger house. Just because, like, that'd be nice.
Oh, well, it would probably be Diablo 2 remastered, but
that's fair.
Because that was what I was going to buy next.
That's fair. Yeah.
But it would be the first thing I'd buy. Like, it's hard not to say like a house,
a car, that sort of thing. Yeah.
I already have
like,
a car. Like, I would actually. My first instinct is to
house.
Start paying things off as opposed to like buying things.
Yeah.
I'm like, I pay off all my debt. If like I suddenly won the lottery, I'm like, It's all debt, baby. I'd rather win the lottery and be at net zero.
Yeah.
But truly net zero.
Yeah.
Gateway.
Yes.
2. Aegis the last. 2 keyblades. Are you able to name and place all states in the U.S. on a map?
Absolutely not.
No, but I can get real fucking close, though.
I could do a lot of them.
I think I could hit 40.
I bet between the two of us, we could do it.
I think we could.
Our powers combined.
Mm-hmm.
I bet we could do it.
Texas is the big one.
It is. And over there on that right-hand side, one of them's Florida.
Well, it's the Bible Belt states, like Alabama and Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Well, no.
Tennessee.
Georgia's up.
Utah.
There's Georgia and Florida.
The 4 corners always scare me if I only look in the middle.
Really?
Well, because I'm just seeing the 4 corners, and I go, it could be upside down.
So if you're seeing no identifying characteristics other than this, you can't dictate which one they are. Interesting.
I'm coming up front with my weaknesses. Okay,
That's fair.
Look, you gotta respect somebody who's like, hey, I'm a Leo. I do best if given a deadline, and I'm a better follower than I am a leader. You can work with someone who's upfront about their skills. John, please.
Where I am going to just like have to like hang it up and it's literally going to be a 50-50 is I don't know the difference between Delaware and New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah, that's a crapshoot.
One of them's to the left, one of them's to the right.
Vermont is the one. I think Vermont's the one that comes down. No.
Maine's at the very top. Connecticut has a little tail.
Mm-hmm. Pennsylvania's further west than you ever always realized, too.
Yeah, well,
Michigan,
I mean, it's on the East Coast.
Wisconsin.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's farther west than you think.
Yeah.
It's farther south than you think.
That's probably it. It's just like...
Pennsylvania has a border with Ohio.
I live north of you, and I say, I'll come down. Well, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I always say I'll come down to where my dad lives, even though he lives in the northern part of the state. Yeah.
He lives both north, which like in a incorrect but conventionally like people would think like north is up. It defies that, and also it's a higher elevation.
Yeah.
So it truly is not down in any way.
But it's the whole thing of wherever I picture you in this very moment, you are either up. Well, if I'm going to come down and see you, or I'll come up and see you. Because I would come up and see you. That's the whole thing. But if I'm going,
that was the thing, was used to drive me and Brandon nuts, because you'd be like, you guys should just come up to Tempe, and and we'll hang out or whatever. And we're like, no, it's not up to Tempe. Yeah. Tempe is down.
It's south. And I'm
it is south and it is lower.
I knew like 4 or 5 streets in Tempe.
Rural,
Broadway, Priest,
Elliott.
University, Mill Avenue.
Yeah, that's about it.
Ash.
That was one of them. That was a little bit souther.
Well, it was west.
Was it?
Yeah. Okay. It's just after Mill.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay,
here you go.
Oh, the streets I used to live on.
Oh. Yes.
Oh, great. My manager has released and assigned something for the Edge.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You.
Yep. Okay. So behind you asked, what's the weirdest thing a guest has done at your house?
The weirdest thing. I haven't really had that many weird things at a place that I had.
And people don't come over to my house.
No.
Like, it's all my friends, so it wouldn't be weird.
Yeah.
Like, that's just hanging out silliness.
At one point, Jordan threw up in my bedroom and then got in my bed and went to sleep.
Mood.
That was weird. I was not in the bed. And I went into my room and I was like, there is puke on my floor and someone in my bed.
It's a good night. When Redhead Gabby put a hole in my wall.
Yeah.
Granted, it was mid-coitus, but she was still a guest in my home.
Who had done that? And she did do that.
I broke up with her in the most primo way because I didn't even know I did it.
You threw her through the wall.
No. No, she was like twice my height almost. No, she was like 6 inches taller than me, but she was like...
Twice your height.
Yeah, I'm 3 inches tall.
She's twice my fucking height.
I'm only 6 inches tall.
And she was only a foot tall.
Yeah.
Twice your height.
You're right. I had some. No. All right, I lost it. That's it. That's all I got for that. Okay. Eric. Oh, yeah, you spell with a K.
Yes.
Last question.
Although the character Eric in my universe is spelled with a C.
Good.
To
keep
delineate.
it. Yeah. Cause issues.
Yeah.
Replay camera 2.
Chloe.
You are the final question of today's Quick Wit Wit, which means you win.
Your question being answered.
But it's last.
Yeah.
And we'll do it with hats.
I wasn't prepared.
Can you go grab 2 hats?
I can.
Go grab 2 hats. Fuck. That's what you get for being the last question. I don't make the rules, man. I just made them up. This, I swear to God, the agency said that you would be prepared. I swear. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Hell Yeah podcast. We love and appreciate you all very much. If you want to see more of us, you could catch me live down below at twitch.tv/Odiepus Rex. And you can check out Eric's content over at... I feel like you got to pick yours. Because I feel like you want the Baywatch.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking trash. Welcome home.
Go fuck my hair up.
Yeah, my hair's...
Oh, great. Now, everything's going to be dark. We're going to be like, hello.
That's fine. I like how we're panicking because we only have a few minutes. And I know this question's like a short one.
I'm ready.
Okay, Chloe, you got the hats. We got trash.
I'm tilted like a moron so that the lighting.
Oh, okay, that's fine, but you got to put it down so
But
they
also,
can see.
it says Baywatch.
Chloe asked, what's something you're never too old for? I know my answer.
What's your answer?
It's what I'm getting on the way home.
A McFlurry.
I would just say tricks.
They're not just for kids anymore.
Not the ones you turn. No, but I was actually, now that I said that, I'm like, fuck, man, I kind of want some tricks. I want to see how they hold up.
They got rid of all the shapes. Or they brought the shapes back. Orb. Would you like colored orb? What are you never too old for?
Pussy.
Pussy.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Chocolate chip cookies?
Oh, yeah, chocolate chip cookies.
You're never too old to be excited that someone made you cookies.
You're never too old to start.
But you are too old to finish.
You right. Well, I was going to do more of like a very fun and sweet, like, you're never too old to be excited and passionate about something you find interesting.
That's very true, because like a lot of people get hung up and they're like, oh, like if you get too excited about something that's like childish or something. And
it's because someone told them they talk too much before it bothered them. And like, that's true though, because it happened to me.
And I get it, but I'm almost like, no, like you're allowed to like be happy and excited about stuff.
It is the most fun. Like when you will sit there and I will ask a joke question about Bionicle and I will receive an hour lecture.
I'm ready to go. It's true. Like,
I mean, you guys see it on the podcast all the time. Like,
yeah,
you could tell.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with liking stuff.
But don't like that stuff. You know what it is.
You know what it is.
Why you alt 4 after as soon as you're done seeing it, huh? That's it. Okay, hats off. Thank you, Chloe, for being the last question.
Thank you, Chloe.
That was cool. All right. Well, I think we're at cleanup, and then we can pass the turn. Right. On to the next video and autoplay.
On to the next.
Comment on the next video that Odie and Eric brought to them here to confuse them. Don't do that. We won't see it.
True.
But comment that you did that.
Yeah.
Guys, just to see if people listened and watched the whole thing, we give them a secret code word.
If you listen to the end of the thing, put hashtag
butter
in your comment.
And you'll be drafted as long as you include a question in it to be a part of Quit Wit. See, the thing is, they got to figure out what time we, on average, start looking at questions. Mm-hmm. But even then, they have an upper limit until just shy of 9 o'clock.
But it also changes because sometimes we record this on Sundays.
We do.
But then we just roll over to the next one. We don't skip questions.
No. Well, this makes it so much easier.
Except through incident.
Yeah. But I think we got to be done because we got to have the recording under 2 hours.
Yes. So we got to call it.
All right. Jeffrey.
What?
You said call it.
Oh.
I don't know. You finish it.
Thank you all for coming and listening and being here and asking questions. Keep doing that because we like it when you do that because that's nice.
Views.
Please.
I will do anything. Except that.
And you know what it is.
But for $10? All right.
We'll think about it.
All right. Have a good night.